Good morning, everybody. It is a dreary Wednesday morning. I know some of you are going to watch this video and go, wait a minute, didn't he just post one? The one that I posted in the wee hours of the morning did not get posted when I wanted it to because I was having technical difficulties with my internet. That, in factor, by the time I realized the download was getting bogged down, I had to go to work, and then when I got home, I forgot about it until right before I went to sleep, and I went, "Oh goodness, I didn't post it." So I set it up to do its thing, and then I fell asleep. Thankfully, it posted, but I don't know what time it posted. Probably sometime after 3 o'clock in the morning. No, knowing my luck. So I'm trying to do another video and hoping I don't have the same problem. Um, I read comments that were posted from the Tuesday video. Well, it was supposed to be Tuesday. Um, I'm going to just, try to put everybody at ease. I'm not looking to stop working. What I'm looking is I'm having a lot of physical issues with my back and my knees and my legs. Um, and I'm just hoping or looking towards what if I can't work no more. I'm not looking towards how soon can I quit. Um, if anything, what I'm actually trying to look for right now is to either transfer to the other store at 72 where I know they've got more than enough people where I won't be working with just one other person at night. I'll have at least one other. I'll have a total of 3 people in the store, including myself. Um, that way, one, I don't feel stressed that I can't get everything done because of how busy we are getting. We are getting busier at night. In fact, Monday night was so busy, I was lucky to have an hour to do a 3 hour cleaning job. Last night was a little bit better, but they were spaced out in such a way that it made it hard. Um, tonight, tonight's going to be a little bit different because one of the things that my supervisor did was she decided to break it down. And what I mean is our cooler, which is our biggest issue, is getting the cooler in the beer cave done up right. She basically put in a ruling or a not a ruling. Um, she put up a board in the kitchen area, which everybody can look at, that basically says each person is responsible for a door or a segment of the cooler and beer cave, and that is their basically they have to have that done before they go home. And I looked at it and went, okay, wait a minute. So on the beer cave, which I usually take the whole beer cave as my responsibility, I only have to worry about one door to make sure that's fully stocked before I go home. And granted, the store manager left, but the second assistant manager was there, and she goes, "Yeah, basically Tammy wants you to make sure that door is fully stocked before you went home." And I went, "What about the other doors and the fact that the other 2 people that are responsible for the 3 doors in the beer cave is off? They only work 3 days." She didn't know what to say, and so I have to talk to my supervisor when I come in tonight about that. Um, that in fact, I got a letter. Well, it's basically a graduation notification for my second cousin's. No, it's my first cousin's daughter, but she's my second cousin who's graduating from high school this year. and they're going to have a little bit of a celebration on June 9th. And I'm like, so they graduated via internet, basically. So that will be interesting. I'll be able to go away for a couple of days. I usually have, if June 9th falls on a weekend, I have to look at a better calendar. But if June 9th falls on a weekend, oh, excuse me, folks. I'm gonna look it up because I'm very curious on when June 9th falls. June. No, June 9th is on a weekday. It's a Tuesday. I have a feeling Jerry's gonna want to take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So, yeah, okay. That might not go over too well with the boss, but I really don't care. Family first in my book. It's one of those things where, well, I'll have to deal with that. But I went in yesterday and found out the district supervisor was in the store. And, of course, it's kind of funny how when the boss's boss is around, the boss will act very differently. And usually in my brain, because I've been there and I've done that, and I don't do it as much as I used to. But you act differently when your supervisor's around. That's basically what she was doing. Her supervisor was around, and she was acting very differently than she normally does. I don't know how to explain it other than the factor that usually when she's the one in the store, she acts like it's her store, her office. She's the one who pays us. No, 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 no. It's Casey's who owns the store. It's Casey who owns that office that she works out of. It's Casey who pays the employees, not her. So, she doesn't act like she's God of Casey's, however you want to put it. But shortly after he left, she decided to do these adjustments in who's responsible for what. Now, like I said, I didn't get to talk to her about it because she did it and then she left, and then everybody was like, "Oh, what's this?" And the second assistant who was still there milking the clock, "Oh yeah, we're responsible for just one section of the cooler at a time." And I'm like, "But what about the sections like the beer cave?" She basically marked it on this board that I'm responsible for door 1, but Melissa, oh, I shouldn't be saying names. Sorry. One particular person who only works like a couple hours out of a week, and she's looking for a new job, is responsible for another door, and then the weekend night cashier is responsible for the third and final door. And I'm sitting there going, that don't make no sense. If I'm only going to be responsible for one door, and these other two doors aren't getting taken care of because the person who's supposed to be taking care of them is only here 3 days out of the week, and that's the weekend. I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to try to do what she wants us to do, but I don't think it's going to work. So things at work are getting a little, for a lack of better words, screwier. I have to break it down in syllables. The normal. And I don't know if that's because the district manager has probably been getting a lot of information or flack from customers, mostly due, from what I understood, for the weekend. And I'm kind of like, change it up. I would prefer working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if she can manage to do it that way. But of course, the weekend cashier, who I guess is not happy with her hours or something like that, has decided that she can only work, because she got another job, she can only work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. Don't make no sense, but okay. But here's the area that gets me upset. I can understand that some people are looking for a second job, or possibly looking for a new job, um, because of the way things have been going at work. And some of it, I can understand why it's going the way it is because of the whole COVID situation. And granted, because things are starting to open up now, there is more chance of getting a second job or a better job or a different job altogether. Excuse me, I'm having adjustment issues. Um, it's also, I'm sliding in my chair for some reason. So I mean, I'm trying my best to look at both sides of the coin when it comes to my job, because I've been in management position. I understand what the manager goes through from time to time, but I also see what this manager is doing that I would not do. Um, but I also see the employee side, the non-management side of it, and the factor that a lot of, and I'm one of them, feel like we're getting the employees feel like they're getting the brunt of the problem because they're the lowest rung or lowest level of the ladder. Um, but still, there's a way for management to make it easier on the employees, and if it's a little bit easier on the employees can make things easier on the manager. It's kind of a two-way street. It's a give and take. Problem is, I'm getting tired of giving and not getting. And maybe that's just because of the factor I'm second, third, probably the third or oldest person in the store. Um, one of the older people than myself. She is close to being 5, maybe 6 years older than I am, and she's just like me, hardcore worker. I mean, just like anything we can find that needs to be done, we do it. And I'm thankful she works during the daytime. The only thing is, she's seeing things like I'm seeing them, where there are people that work with us that aren't pulling their weight, and management ain't doing nothing to help out. Um, the funny thing is, though, the one lady I'm talking about used to work in the store in Licking, which is where our manager came from, and all of a sudden, don't know what's going on, but the two of them seem to be butting heads. They used to seem to be pretty good friends when they first got down here to Rolla, but all of a sudden it's like, no. So there's a lot of things going on in the store that just, under the circumstances, I can see where some of the strain is probably because of the whole CDC regulations that we're trying to follow. But obviously, customers have been complaining enough to cause the district manager to spend yesterday, today, and tomorrow in the store. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting to walk into, because two reasons why. One, I am pretty sure because he's there, the store manager and the day crew, because he's there mostly during the daytime, will be getting their stuff done. to there's probably going to be a lot of changes, hopefully for the positive. But time will tell. Time will tell. Anywho, do not mean for this whole video to be mostly me talking about my job. I originally came on here to basically try to tell everybody I'm not looking to quit. I know a lot of people are saying that I'm too young to retire, but let me explain this. My father, all my life, worked. He worked Air Force, then he retired, then he worked for McDonnell Douglas Corporation, or Hughes Helicopters, however you want to put it. They basically went from one to another name. They were basically the chief provider of they were the provider of the Apache helicopter. So my dad worked on that for, trying to think, retired in 84, passed away in 87, 87, 86, mid 80s. I don't remember exact year anymore. He worked basically until he passed away. He never got the chance to retire. I mean, he might have been able to retire out of the Air Force if things were a little bit better. So he never really got to enjoy the aspect of retirement. He got to enjoy his weekends. I am almost 3 years older than he was when he passed. And I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to work my tail end off until the day I pass away. I want to be able to enjoy some kind of retirement until I do pass away. I don't have a guarantee of how long I'm going to live. Nobody does. But I'm looking at it this way. Most of the people of my dad's generation, from his side of the family, passed away before they turned 60. My Aunt Kay was I don't know where she was in the line of brothers and sisters, but she was the only one to outlive. No, I'll take that back. Jack, Uncle Jack, which I never got to meet because he was the black sheep of the family. He had borrowed money in his teens from the mob in Chicago and been on the run all the rest of his life. But the thing is, Aunt Kay was a survivor. She survived triple bypass heart surgery. She survived high blood pressure. She survived, all the family genetic illnesses she had. She survived those before she passed away. And a lot of people say that she would have lived a little bit longer if it wasn't for the fact that my father passed away. So, and I don't know how old Jack was. Jack was he the youngest, or was Dad the youngest? I don't know what his family line was, but I don't know much about Uncle Jack because of his issues. Then I look at my mom's side of the family, and we had an aunt. It was basically my second aunt. My mom's direct aunt from, I guess she'd be my direct aunt too. I don't know how to do that. But no, it wasn't Estelle. Was it Aunt Helen? No, it wasn't Aunt Helen. Oh, no, it was Aunt Estelle. There's Helen, Estelle, Avira, and I can't remember the third one or the fourth one. But anyhow, she was like a month, maybe less, before she turned 100 years old. She was almost 100 years old. She had basically fallen. She was living in California close to one of her daughters. think it was her daughter. I don't know. But she was living in California close to family, and she had fallen down and cracked her hip. And basically, that accident is basically what caused her to basically, end up passing away. Just shy, just I mean, like weeks, maybe month shy of turning 100 years old. So I look at both sides of the family and go, well, I could either die closer to dad's side of the family, but I'm not showing any high signs of any of the genetic issues that his family had, or I can live close to be 100 years old because that's mom's side of the family. I mean, granted, it was only one person, but still, most of mom's side of the family have lived to be well into their 90s. Um, so I'm like, I don't know when. I know I have, dad's allergies and bronchial problems. I have hyperglycemia. Unfortunately, I'm starting to show signs of just physical deterioration and some mental issues. I wouldn't say early onset of Alzheimer's. It's more like just attention issues. My mind tends to wander when it doesn't or shouldn't need to wander. But I'm not looking to basically say, hey, I'm almost 50, I want to retire. No, it's more like, hey, I'm almost 49, I'm almost 49. My body hurts. I have it, and it doesn't have to do with just temperature, because I know my ankles and my knees are especially temperature related, temperature and barometric pressure, and how well, yeah, temperature would be how cold, but like the last couple of days, because it's been cold, rainy days, I know that's affecting my knees and my ankles. The back doesn't, it's not as affected by the cold, rainy weather. It's affected by bending, stooping, lifting, all the things I end up having to do at work. Because right now I can sit there and go, okay, I can feel that there's pressure point on my back that hurts, but that's part of the sciatic nerve being pinched off because of the herniated lower lumbar. Um, but it doesn't hurt to the point where I can't work. It's when I start doing heavy duty work or heavy duty cleaning or have been standing for 4 hours, my whole lower body just goes, no, this is not good. So, but I still do what I have to do. I mean, I don't want to sit there and go collecting government money because that's on everybody that has to pay taxes. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people who would prefer to work as long as I can. I mean, if I die in my boots, I die in my boots. If I don't, well, hopefully I had a good life. I had some fun, some retirement time to go explore, go take Jerry Ann to see Yellowstone National Park. Maybe if we save up enough money and things like that, we get to go do the big ticket things like see Europe. I want to go see Ireland, Scotland, well, all of the UK. I want to go see at least the southern part of Norway. You know, places that my ancestors supposedly came from. I'd like to go back to see Germany once more. Jerry wants to go see Italy and the Mediterranean because she's connected with family members over there. So, just things like that we want to go do. But I'm not trying to say I want to just quit. Heck, if I end up collecting or getting Social Security disability, um, I know a couple people who are collecting Social Security disability, but they still work part time. they can only work like 20, 30 hours a week. I don't even know if it's 30, 20, 25. I'd have to look. I'd have to talk to my one coworker who's collecting disability, but he still works part time. I don't want to like just sit there and go, I'm done with job. I just want to be at home to do whatever I want to. No, I don't think I could do that. One, I don't think there would be enough money to basically do that. And two, I would say after the first month of being home and not having a outlet or being able to get out and do something for a couple hours and then come home would probably drive me nuts. Not because of Jerry Ann, but because of the fact that I would run out of things to do, or I would get to the point where I am tired of doing the things that needs to be, oh, not needs to be done, but want to be done. Um, so no, I'm not looking to just quit. I'm just looking to be able to have enough money coming in the house and not having to work myself into an early grave. Anyhow, um, yeah, I think I'm done. I think I ran out of, well, I shouldn't say ran out of, but I think the subject I want to talk about is done. Anyhow, yeah. Um, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments pertaining to this particular video, go ahead and put them in the comment box. If you're new to my channel or you have people that want to basically get more videos, go ahead and tap that bell. YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video. And until next time, God bless and enjoy. Be safe. Bye.